What's going on, everybody? Welcome to IndieQuest, the celebration of the indie and obscure. My name's Josh. I'm one of your co-hosts today, and I'm joined by the... What is your the bandana wearing? I was trying to see what your bandana is because it has like designs on it. But anyway,
it says UMD.
UMD bandana wearing person. Steve, how are you?
Doing good. You know, got to represent the University of Minnesota, Duluth campus. That's what we do around here. Surprised you didn't comment on the Jimmy Eat World T-shirt. That seems like it'd be more up your alley.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I saw Jimmy Eat. I guess I should have that. I was just interested in what your bandana was because I was just like, what? Like I saw UMD and I was like, is that a PSP reference, like Universal Media Disc or something like that?
That's too funny. That would absolutely be a Steve thing. It's not the university. It is the fact that I love PSP and I want to put it right on my forehead.
If I saw that on eBay, I would slam buy it now. So you're not even no price too high.
There you go. Somebody make that you'll at least get one sale, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
you heard his voice.
Yeah,
Who's that third fella? How you doing there, Captain?
Doing good. Is The Middle, is that a song by Jimmy Eat World? Is that correct?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, good. I am not as adept at that scene, I suppose, as you two. So, but I did play a lot of The Middle on drums in Rock Band.
Yes, classic chart, classic game. So I also did. I still play pretty much every time that my wife and I play. The Middle is on rotation.
Yes, it's a good jam. I enjoyed it for that.
High energy.
Well, this podcast is about indie games. I wanted to do a quick correction for myself last episode because I was like, who are the creators of Disc Room? I was just trying to I didn't have it in front of me, and I kind of messed up on it and didn't actually say who it was, and I got corrected. So the creators of Disc Room is Terry Velman, Dose One, Kitty Callis, and Jan Willem Nijman. And there we go. I corrected my error from last episode. So there we go.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
got to be 100% correct on this podcast. That's what I always say.
It's our first mistake, so
ever
110 episodes later.
Yeah.
It's good to get that one out of the way.
Finally,
kind of breaks the ice.
It feels like the burden, the weight on my shoulders of being correct all the time. Oh my God, it finally feels like it's lifted.
It's so freeing.
Opens the door for many, many more mistakes in the future, guilt free.
All right, so I figured at the top here, we actually decided last time that we're going to do like a mini combo quest, which is kind of like that portmanteau game that we played last time. But we did get a text message kind of in reference to that. So if you guys want a text message to show, there is a little link in the description. If you click it, you can send us a text message at any point. It is... it doesn't say a name on it unless you put a name on it. So if you want to send us anonymous feedback through that link, go ahead. I think that's a pretty cool way to communicate with the show. So we have Go Hobo Go here. He says, the texting fiend is back. Combo Quest was a fun idea. It got me thinking it would be fun for charity if you guys had your listeners pick the game for each of you to review for IndieQuest. Perhaps that would force the reviewer out of their comfort zone, or alternatively, each of you could choose the game one of the other hosts needs to review for the week. Keep up the great content, fellas.
Yeah. Well, Polymedia does do an annual charity stream. The charity tends to vary from year to year, but we do charity streams. So we talked about it as a group of hunks, and I think in some capacity we could find a way to make that work. We'd put probably some sort of bars around it to make sure that someone's not locking us into finishing Dwarf Fortress or something like that.
Yeah,
but I think it's totally reasonable that for a healthy donation to charity, we could figure out a way to bring a listener pick game to the show.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting for each of us to choose games for the other. I think there was something you guys did early on where you did that a little bit, right? Where you guys would hey, play this game. What was that called? Was it
Pile of Shame? I think that's the
Pile
one
of
we
Shame.
did. No, we did one where we at least there's a couple different versions of it, but I think Pile of Shame is the one we did the most, which was twice or three times or something. But it was there's a list of 5 or 6 games. it was kind of like our episodes where it's like, why is this not on the quest log? But here's a list of games we should have gotten to, and then we would assign the other person like, hey, we'll come back in a couple episodes and play them, type of thing.
Yep. Oh, cool. It's kind of it's similar to like what Steve, you and Matt Kuo are doing with the platinum stuff in a way, right? It's challenging each other to play games. Okay, that's
plucking it out from a list. So I would definitely be down to do that too at some point. I mean, 2025 needs to slow down on great releases so that I feel like I have a little bit of breathing room to play something plucked out of the backlog in that way. But when the time comes, I'd be happy to work out a little rotation assignment there.
Yeah. 2025 is crazy. I finally finished Metaphor, guys. It was 90 hours basically of my time. Wow. It took up most of my April just kind of grinding through the end of that. So I was so happy, and I'm like, all right, it's time to dive into, oh my God. And it was like 10 different games that came out this year that I just have to pick one, and start working my way through. But I started Despelote. That just came out, so it's a pretty cool little game. Nice. So I was like, let's do a fresh one, and then I can kind of dive back a little bit from earlier in the year. So
that one's reviewing really well. Like, I think last time I saw it was in like the Metacritic 90s, Metacritic being what it is. But it makes me happy to see. And I'm glad that you're playing it, because I would love to see that game on the show at some point, and I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it has a really cool art style. So far, I only played like 40 minutes or something, just a little before the show, but I think I'm going to really like it. I think it's very much a game that is up you and I, our alley, Steve, but Seth would still get a good amount out of it because it's a narrative-focused type of game. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Josh, I have one question before I suppose we move on here. How does it feel? How does it feel to get that thing wrapped up? Because I know that you're not an RPG guy typically, right? Like, this is sort of not new, but sort of new, right? Especially a very meaty RPG like that.
Mm-hmm. I expected it to be long, and I was like, oh, I could wrap this up faster than it says, 60, 70 hours. The thing about it is they really want you to grind. There's literally areas, especially at the last dungeon, I'm not really spoiling anything. They're like, here's some little gems, and then they're dudes that spawn around the gems. They're like, yeah, it's time to grind. Go have fun. And it's like, you got to grind or you're not going to beat that last boss, So that was probably like 2 or 3 evenings of just that.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest adjustment period for me. The rest of it wasn't bad because like all the Bond side quest stuff felt very much like just little fun adventures, and like I enjoyed the story and everything like that. It was just more there's a lot of dungeons and there's a lot of gameplay here that and I didn't even touch everything. Like I felt like I touched like maybe 90% of it. There's a few things I missed near the end because it has the day system. I kind of just ran out of days. So it's like, well, I'm not going to be able to do these optional dragon towers or whatever, but hey, I did like 90% of everything, but I at least maxed everyone's bond out, which was kind of like the most important thing to me, to see everyone's story.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really loved the game. If I was going to change my top 10 last year, it would have made it somewhere in the runnings, in that. So, yeah.
That's cool. Nice.
There you
I'm
go.
Proud of you there. Proud of you. That's a game. It makes me quite jealous because it's a game that it's certainly going to be played at some point, but as more games come out, and it's just really hard to dedicate that much time to any one game. It's when we play so many games. So,
especially. Not that this is like a necessary part of it, but especially when you missed that first wave of excitement where everyone's playing it and talking about it. Now it's just this long RPG that a lot of people played in the past. You can't even bring it to IndieQuest.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It doesn't check
what's even the point?
Right.
I mean, I can mention I am on the recent Trash Station episode. I do talk about it for about 15 to 20 minutes there. So if you guys, I did a guest spot there, replacing not just for the week Max because he was out of town. So if you guys want to listen to that, kind of one of those shows that kind of sprang up around the network here, and it's really fun. I really enjoyed listening to it. It was pretty cool to hang out with Chris for a bit and chit chat about whatever games we're playing and stuff. So
yeah. Hosts Scotch and Hobbies and Potomax, both of which have been guests on IndieQuest. So
yeah,
go check out their podcast, or if you want to get a vibe check to see if you would get along with them before you do, go back into our back catalog and check out episodes where they're on.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. They both came on. I think they were not like back-to-back in terms of episodes, but they were back-to-back guests. So, hey,
yeah,
maybe they have IndieQuest to thank. If anybody out there loves that podcast, you're welcome.
We made the stars that they are. So.
Yes.
I
even say, like, at the beginning, I'm like, I think IndieQuest was a loose inspiration, and then I think Scotch and Hobbies was trying his best not to roll his eyes at me, but like I was like, I was like, yeah, at least a little bit, right? And he's like, yeah, fine. But anyway, Metaphor was good. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's not an indie game, but that's okay. The thing about it is there's going to be later in the year, I'm probably going to be like, oh yeah, Death Stranding 2's out, guys. I'm playing this for 90 hours because that's going to be my next huge game probably. That takes longer than 20 or 30 hours. So, yep. I do want to play Clair Obscur also, but that's not that long. But
the game that is the closest to being able to come to this show while still feeling like it shouldn't come to the show.
Yeah,
I think that I know that there was discussion in the Discord. Now we're here now, right? I think that game is a viable IndieQuest bring. Personally, if we're doing the Shantae argument,
noted.
I think that one is based on.
Would you?
Yep. Go ahead.
Would you allow Clair Obscur while still disallowing Shantae?
No, yeah, that's fine. I like to banter about it, but it's an old game. It was published by Capcom, but like Clair Obscur is published by a publisher that has published other indie games. Mm-hmm. The studio who made it calls themselves an indie studio. So what else do you want? It's not a full price game. Like those are my arguments where I know it's super shiny and awesome.
Yeah, it's made in Unreal Engine 5. Awesome. Right, but that doesn't mean it can't be indie, right? Because it's made in Unreal Engine 5.
I don't think so.
It's just one of those things where like you make great points, but there's like a vibe. It's a AAA vibe. That said, I shouldn't be arguing against you. I'm the one who would bring it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I played it for 6 hours today.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. If I had known this, maybe my IQ OST picks would have been a little different.
All right,
we'll talk more later.
Yeah.
Before we get into the OST today, we are going to revisit the combo quest with you guys quizzing me. And then we're not going to score this one. I'm just going to go off of vibes and pick my favorite answers, I guess, off of this one. And then whoever I select, who picks my quote-unquote favorite answers, we'll get to pick a topic for an upcoming episode, whatever topic you want it to be. So who wants to go first on the combo quest?
I just want to mention, on the last episode, we had determined after the combo quest was done that Steve and I would each bring one, and then Josh would pick. Well, Steve and I had fun, so both of us brought 3. So it's going to be a little bit meatier than it would have been otherwise, but that's fun, right? I think we had a good time last time. I can go first. I'm really interested to see how often, if at all, Steve and I cross over. So I did not order these in any specific way. It's just the way I thought of them. So I will start.
Okay.
You guys ready for the description?
Ready. I am.
What if you reversed gravity instead of jumping? To find their way home, 2 survivors unravel the mysteries of the past.
I think I know the first one.
I think I know the first one too, and I know what. I don't know the name, but I know the game that was brought for the second one. I'm pretty sure this is one that you brought, Seth.
It might have been. I'll read it one more time while you guys are searching the quest log. Mm-hmm. What if you reversed gravity instead of jumping? To find their way home, 2 survivors unravel the mysteries of the past.
Past. Time travel. What is it?
Time.
The second one is certainly the hard one. Honestly, if you guys had asked, if one of you had done this one for me, I probably would have forgotten the name of the game. Because you're right, Steve, I did bring that. That's a little hint. We're not scoring this, but I did bring the second game.
All right. What is the name of that game?
Is it a side?
Well, do you know the name of the first game?
I think the first one is probably Cato Buttered Cat. Or
I was thinking VVVVV. Yeah. Okay.
Might be.
The The second one, it's a co-op game. I think you played it with your wife.
That's right.
Okay. That gives me a hint, but I'm still looking.
It's not. It's not Venba, but it should be VVVVV Venba.
And that would be a good one. That would have been a
good.
good one. That would have been a good one to do. Obviously, you guys know.
Damn, I cannot find the name of this game anywhere. This quest log. Did we forget to put it on?
No, because I looked at the quest log for it, so I know it's on there somewhere. Oh yeah, I found.
I want to say you side quested this thing.
I will. There's another hint. I did side quest this thing.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm looking.
I found it on the side quest already. As soon as I opened it up, I know what I'm looking for though, so that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my panicked eyes as I zoom past every name. VVVVV Voyage.
Voyage.
There you go.
Okay.
VVVVV
I was like,
Voyage.
what? I should have just said like a Control F and V and just like went through them.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I probably should have done. Oh well.
I thought it would be funny to use VVVVVV for something. And I'm like, what games start with a V? And then I'm like, we're just gonna do that for this one.
That's
so
great. I love it.
That's my first one. VVVVV Voyage.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I am ready for my first one here. I will also preface this by saying I didn't go back and listen to the episode. There's a very real chance I accidentally just 100% copied one that you did, Josh, because I don't remember most of them anymore, but maybe we had the same idea.
Yeah, I had Josh list them out for us, Steve. But you didn't do your homework. They're in our chat.
Didn't go check the message there. That's damning. All right, You know what? Sometimes we're victims of our own life. All right.
No, that's okay. That's that time of life.
Are going to start this one with a story of love, loss, and fine dining that's sure to warm the hearts of anyone with a hammer and a desire to earn their freedom.
Hammer. Fine dining.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Fine dining. Oh boy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Steve and I last week were just on top of it, but I'm like,
Yeah, I'd suck at this.
I'm bad this week.
No, I just know I'm stuck at this now. What was
I'm right
Can
here
you
with you.
repeat the prompt for me, please?
I can, yes. This is a story of love, loss, and fine dining that's sure to warm the hearts of anyone with a hammer and a desire to earn their freedom.
Oh. Okay.
That fine dining gives you a little bit of a hint there.
Mm-hmm.
I know the second game, but I
Is it Bear's Restaurant something? Let's throw it out there.
That's an interesting choice, Josh, I think you might be onto something there.
Is
I will
it-
say
Okay.
Seth has a bit of an advantage here because these are both Seth games that he brought.
Is it Bear's Roguelite Deck Builder?
I'll give it to you. It's Bear's Resta-Roguelike deck.
Oh, that's
nice,
good. That's
nice.
good. I like
it.
that. Yeah.
I was like,
Well
so
done,
that did pop in my head when you said hammer, but I was like, how does that fit in there? Okay, nice.
I was like, what did we have that ended in Rogue? Like I was like, but then the fine dining. It's like the premise of Bear's Restaurant totally left my head, I suppose. But yes, that makes so much sense. I was like on Venba because of the fine dining thing. I'm like food, Venba. But okay.
We got it in your head.
So far, I
All
feel
right.
like you guys are tied in my mind so far. I'm not like,
Okay.
oh my god,
All right.
there's a front runner yet. So let's continue.
Okay.
Here we go.
Next game.
Here's the next one. Dig, blast, slash, and bash your way through an adventure game focused on exploration, story, and character across a lush, vibrant world.
Wow, I have no idea at all. Dig, blast, splash, and what?
Nope. Dig, blast, slash, and bash your way through an adventure game focused on exploration, story, and character across a lush, vibrant world.
The keyword
will
is
give
dig
you
so far.
The keyword is dig, in the first one at least. Yes.
What games do we dig? Oh, okay. I think I know the first one.
I kind of forgot that the first one was actually brought. I think it was brought pre me coming on.
Yes,
that helps a little bit too.
And is a game you guys probably. Oh, maybe Josh doesn't know it yet, but it's a game that I feel like we could touch on again at some point if we wanted to. We could do like a whole episode on. Probably.
We could, yeah. I mean, I'm just giving it away now for Josh, but we never covered any of the extra content of which there is a lot to cover.
True. That's true.
All right. A lush, vibrant
world. I understand that the second one is a little bit of a loose, vague description, but once you know the first one,
I think I worked it out mostly from the first one here.
Okay.
Are we dealing with a Shovel Knight in the Woods?
We are Shovel Knight in the Woods.
That's both games I brought to. That's just funnier. That's a solid. True. That's a solid combo. I was like, it has to be like Shovel Knight or something like that, and then of course,
Yep.
Shovel Knight could be a big episode. Like you said, we could play all the side games and then bring like a big review episode or something. That would be fun. But
when I looked it up for the description today on Steam, full price Shovel Knight is $40 now, but it includes like all 5 of like the DLC stuff. And I suppose you can probably get it on sale, but I feel like Shovel Knight was like maybe $15 or $20 like upon release, right? I would think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 1989.
It was
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that it's not worth it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I don't know how much the DLCs were cost when they came out. Honestly, I never even finished up Shovel Knight, so it'd be a reason for me to go back. I played quite a bit of it and then bounced off at some point. But anyway,
you can pencil that in. That'd be a fun episode. That's a great pun too, or a great combo, I guess.
Yeah, well done, well done. It's all right, Josh. You can still come back. It's not your fault. Seth and I had a whole episode to hone our skills in this game.
I'm just bad at this game, folks. I think. It's okay.
In this RPG, you control a human who falls underground into the world of monsters. Now you must find your way out, or leave the hectic routine of life behind for a chance to enjoy this deeply immersive experience in the style of a brush flowing across paper.
Okay, I know the second one.
I know the first one, but I don't know the second one. Unless I got the first one wrong too, which is very possible.
You guys just need to combine your knowledge here and you'll be right there.
Yep, that's right. The tough thing about this game, and maybe Josh is realizing this now, is we have 2 lists. One's the main quest and one is a side quest, and bouncing back and forth between them is tough for this game.
And the lists are long. We've brought a lot of games to IndieQuest over the years, so it's not easy to just quickly scroll through them.
Steve, can you read through it one more time for me?
I sure can. In this RPG, you control a human who falls underground into the world of monsters. Now you must find your way out, or leave the hectic routine of life behind for a chance to enjoy this deeply immersive experience in the style of a brush flowing across paper. I'm realizing now the first half of that legitimately can apply to more than one game.
Yeah, I was like, is it Undertale?
2 games. 2 games, but now I know it's not Undertale because after hearing it again, I'm pretty sure it's not. Or I guess it could be, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I still don't know the second one though. Brush across paper. I feel like is a very. I'm thinking like Dordogne, but I never brought that. So
yeah. I'll give you a hint and say that it is on the grand scheme, a relatively recent bring to the show.
The second one?
Yeah, the second half.
Okay, is it... Alright, I gotta see what the... Okay. Is it Chicory, A Colorful Undertale?
It is not. Although the second one, or the Chicory side of that makes perfect sense. I'll say it is not chicory.
Okay, that's the game. Is that even on the quest log? Because I was like looking for it.
I don't know.
I know we talked about it at some point.
It should be.
I'm pretty sure it is. Or yes, you're right. It should be.
If it's not, it's like somebody should play that.
Wow.
And bring it because that's a main quest.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, but it was my game of the year that year, so it's a little makes a compelling argument.
The second one was a relatively recent bring.
I'll also let you know that it was another Seth pick.
The second one was?
Mm-hmm. The second half of this was your game.
They were both my game then? Is that true?
I will say no.
Oh, then I don't know what the first one is.
You are maybe not locked in on that first half.
No, I'm not. Gosh.
Oh my god, what is this?
I'm bad at this week.
Come on, you fella. All right, another hint for you.
All right.
Both games that have merged together are one-word titles.
Ah.
Oh, that's hard. Wow, Steve, you're better at this than me. Both games are one-word titles.
I'm stuck on the brush strokes. It's not Groon.
I can't imagine it's Groon.
Oh, that would have been good though. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, really? For this one?
No, it's not Groon. But once we give you this one, I'll give you what that just brought to my mind. Kind of mad that I didn't do that.
Someone's
one.
yelling at their phone right now, like, "This is what it is, guys. Come on, it's not that hard."
I don't think anybody's gonna get this because I don't think anybody remembers this game. I don't even think Seth remembers this game, and he brought it.
It's not Refresh, is it?
No.
Is it
my god, I'm so
Cookered?
Cookered.
No, not Cookered.
Oh
Remember
my
Cookered?
goodness.
All right, another hint. The second game is a side quest.
I'm looking at the side quest.
At this point, you can triangulate it to a one-word Seth pick side quest.
Okay,
relatively
I got the
recently.
second game. I got the second game. So the first one.
What do you got for me?
It's Tensei. Right.
Okay. What's your guess for the portmanteau here?
Okay. Shit.
I can't even remember what the description of the first one was anymore.
Yeah. What's the first description again? It's monster or something.
The first half of it is: in this RPG, you control a human who falls underground into the world of monsters. Now you must find your way out.
Undertale, say? That can't be it.
That is correct. It's Under
Tensei.
Tensei.
Under Tensei.
So we're
okay.
both around the same. Okay, so we found the two games, but just separately. Sounds like almost.
You got there. I mean, a point to Seth, I guess, that we're not scoring it. But if we were scoring it, I would honestly barely give either of you any points.
Yeah, that was
you guys
rough.
were absolutely atrocious.
Trash.
But now I'm mad because what Josh said, I should have brought Grundertale. That would have been way better.
Oh, that would be too good.
Grundertale.
So
I love it. That's so
we could just do it pronounce it the American way and be like Grundertale. Oh man.
All right.
Oh, good stuff.
All right. I suppose this one is my last one here. Mm-hmm. And I think that this one shouldn't be that hard, but I suppose we'll see.
It's impossible to know.
It is impossible to know.
I'd like
Time
to get one.
moves.
Go ahead.
I would love you to get one too, Josh. Time moves only when you move.
Okay.
In this high-octane game overflowing with raw brutality, hard-boiled gunplay, and skull-crushing close combat.
Yeah, I'm speaking so quietly, it's not even picking up on Discord. I know the first game. Easy.
I think I know the first game too.
I think that Steve will struggle
With this one?
figuring out the second game.
My first guess is Super Hatana Zero?
No.
Close.
That is not it.
You're on the right track, I feel like. But
I don't know, man.
I will say that it's a little bit more
wordplay.
It makes a little bit more sense than that one.
Okay.
It fits together a little bit neater than that.
Well, it's not Super Post Mouse.
Can you
It's
say
not
the?
Super Post Mouse. Yep, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Time moves only when. Oh, sorry. Let me repeat.
I know that
Time
part.
moves only when you move. I know. In this high octane game, overflowing with raw brutality, hard boiled gunplay, and skull crushing close combat. There's a reason, Josh. I'm giving you a hint. There's a reason that Steve might struggle with the second one.
I was like, it's not super hollow floor, right? That doesn't.
It's not Super Hollow Floor. No. You guys are going to be smacking yourself in the head when you hear the.
I know the second one is something I brought. Sounds like.
No, not
It's just
necessarily.
something I know and like. There, okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Nah, maybe that hint isn't great. now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not a great hint.
Getting him way off track. Yeah, keep distracting him with these picks.
I'll say, obviously you guys know what the first one is, but the second one is also on the main quest.
Super Haiku the Robot.
It is not Super Haiku the Robot.
Oh, that would have been good though. All right.
You guys are going to be like, oh, I feel like this one should win me the match. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see.
We'll see. We will see.
We'll see.
Suprushi come home.
If I could have put Smushy with anything, that would have been fun. I should have tried harder to find something to smash with Smushy.
This one doesn't make sense with the description, but I'm saying Super Hollow Cure.
Nope, it is not Super Hollow Cure. Where is Hollow Cure on the quest log, by the way?
It's a main quest.
It is a main quest. I was looking to see how far
87.
around. Yeah, I see it, 87 there. I was just looking to see how far away from the second game it was. Let's see.
Oh, so it's a
how
main
close your
quest
eyes
game.
are. It is. Yes, it is a main quest game. Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the right page.
You are. Don't even go over that side quest. There's nothing there for you.
You don't need it. All right. Venture away from there, my friend.
Something like intense and gory. That's what I'm thinking.
High octane.
High octane.
Overflowing.
Oh, I know it.
Raw
I got it.
brutality. All right,
Josh, Buzz, Super Hotline Miami.
Hell yeah, it's Super Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the reason I
got
said
one.
it would be tough for Steve is because he wasn't on that episode. That was a mook bring.
Nice.
Right? So I was like, I'm sure Steve did listen to it, but
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be one that comes to his mind immediately because he
It's
wasn't.
true. Honestly, I forgot that game was even on the quest log.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember that Mook was a guest, and
Yes.
obviously what he brought. But if you asked me, is Hotline Miami in the quest log? I would have been like, not sure. Thinking no.
Yeah, thinking no.
Thinking no.
Heck yeah. Good job,
Nice.
guys.
Good one.
Stuff. That was a good one. All right, my final one here. This is an online and local multiplayer party game about flaccid scarves where up to 8 players travel towards a mountain in the distance.
Well, I know the first one.
Genital Journey.
Could be anything. Say that again.
Genital Journey.
He got it, folks. Right out the gate. Bam.
Heck yeah.
A
That
little
was
bit
good
of a
one.
poly kill answer.
That was
there
a
for you.
banger.
Yeah.
They're both good. They're both good. Okay, I almost have to flip a coin here. I have to pick whoever I think is going to win on this one. So, how about you
Yeah.
guys both say your portmanteaus again, and then I'll decide.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go first. My first one was VV Voyage. My second one was Shovel Knight in the Woods. And the third one was Super Hotline Miami.
Okay.
I respect that. Mine were Bears Rest-A-Rogue-like Deck Builder, Under Tensei, and Genital Journey.
This is hard. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Seth on this one, just because I think all three, just in general, roll off the tongue just a little bit better than Steve's first one. That's the only reason. It's just a little bit of a mouthful to say. What was it? Rogue like deck builder.
Yeah,
That's not my fault.
No,
that's
that
the full name of the game.
I know, but it was a little bit much. It was a little bit much. I'll give you
That
that.
is the guy who made the game.
You were trying to get me with the dick joke too. I'm good.
It is my fault. I brought a little too much polykill into IndieQuest.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to work. That would have killed over there on polykill. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
Right?
And Trav would be naming the
still be
episode
laughing.
about that, right? Genital Journey.
Yeah. Genital Journey. Yeah, hey,
It was solid.
It's an OST episode, but it would be funny if we named this episode "Genital Journey." Still, like I would be with it.
Oh man, it was honestly, it's a coin flip. I could have literally clipped on a different day. I would have picked Steve, but either way, we're still gonna have a fun episode. I think Seth will find something fun for us to do for whatever.
I think so too.
Yeah. So
I've got the idea. If you guys want to hear it, quick.
Oh, I'm glad you won because I definitely didn't have my idea.
Okay, you had said something about coffee last time, so I thought that was your idea, but maybe you were just joking.
Yeah,
you were just jazzing us. So it's actually sort of in line with what Go Hobo Go said, which is super interesting that he sent that message to us when I had thought of this post episode recording last time. Like I was thinking about what would I want to do, right? What would you guys think about doing a second opinion? And I guess it was because second opinion was in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the future, and this is almost going to have to be 2 staggered at some point, where each of us pick a game that we have played for a different host to play.
Oh, like an assigned second opinion?
Okay.
Do like a triangle. So I pick Steve's game, Steve picked Josh's game, Josh picks mine, and we just like go based off of, we've each brought a game here where we think, man, this is really a Steve game or this is really a Josh game.
Yeah.
And we could choose. And, feelings might end up getting hurt, but that's okay. That's what second opinions are for.
Yeah, exactly.
But to make it fair, my thought is, if I pick for Steve this time, then in the future, at some point, I would like to pick for Josh, right? That's a thing.
That'd be fun. I'm down for it.
I'm down. I'll say a pair of episodes like that sounds like a great time. Seems like mostly an excuse for you to get me to play Death's Door, but I guess we'll see when the episode comes.
I might pull a fast one on you and make you play something else. Who knows? So, but yeah, that'd be fun.
That's fine. I mean, after last episode, my whole emotion and my whole feelings were just crumbled, and I don't know if I can.
Oh, yeah. So I'll have to be worried about what I assigned to Josh. So make my feelings get all hurt, but that's okay. That's all right.
It's all good. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes you got to tear your friends down so they know that you're a good friend. Well, I think that's what someone said once. But anyway,
that's a Shigeru Miyamoto quote, right, or something?
Yeah, right.
A good game is a bad game, but don't tear your friend down.
Hironobu Sakaguchi said that once. Yeah, right after Final Fantasy VI.
Anyway, this is OST. I know we've been kind of dilly-dallying here. Let's get into some music. What IndieQuest OST is basically an indie game music listening party. It's usually just us bringing songs from games we really enjoy and saying, hey, this song's a banger. Let's listen to some stuff together. I had it in the order where Seth is going to go first this time. So what is your first track today?
We are going to start with a song from a game that is actually the end credits. I did not plan this out well at all. I'm sorry. That's my poor planning. But I love this game. I loved this game a couple of years ago when I played it, and I think the 3 of us all played this game. And it is Planet of Lana. I'm not going to keep gating that away from all the listeners. But this is the end credits theme from Planet of Lana, and I brought this because I actually listen to this song quite often. I feel like this is like a song that could be on the radio. There's vocals, and the music is actually by Takeshi Furukawa for the entire OST, who also did some AAA stuff, including The Last Guardian, which is interesting. And I just love this song specifically. So let's give it a listen. All right, so that was the end credits theme from Planet of Lana. Just a song that's super serene, super puts you in a good mood. At least myself does so. Every once in a while, I love to hear some vocals in my indie game music. So, what did you guys think about that song? How did you guys feel about that song when you got those credits? Because I know both of you did.
Very, it suits the game well, and the game wraps up really well and emotionally. So I feel like it really echoes that kind of. It's like a little somber because the game. I mean, it's not really spoiled. The game's about an alien like attack, so there's some resolution there based around that, and it's just kind of like, okay, it's a little sad that they got to there's rebuilding happening, and it's a little somber, but it still has that hope and that nice comforting feeling to it too with the vocals. So just very sweet song, I would say.
Yeah, this type of song where if I was feeling sad, it would make me more sad. But if I'm not already sad, then I'm like, this is just a good, relaxing song. Yeah. Also, Planet of Lana is just a game that, like, in my head, time is very kind to. Like, I liked it a lot when I played it, but the more I think about it, or like every time I'm reminded of it, or I see screenshots from it, I'm like, damn, man, I could go for another round of Planet of Lana. That game's good.
Yeah,
it is good.
It hits that Limbo and Inside thing, and I feel like if you guys, Seth never played Limbo or Inside, it probably hit a little harder because you never played those two, right? Or a game like that. Mm-hmm. So
exactly, yeah. I think we discussed that on the episode proper. That like, I've never played those games, so it's like not the first of those I've played, but yeah, certainly struck a chord with me. I love how with that game specifically, I feel like it did a really good job at telling a story without telling you anything. It was just watching. Right, it's almost like a silent film with music. Right, it's all acted out. So
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah, and the soundtrack from it does. You were mentioning while we were chilling, listening to it, that it's a Vivo. So it's like this is like a pretty high end studio making this music, and you really feel it. But it does add a lot to the game.
It does. I think we've discussed before that it's not a very listenable, like all the way through OST because there's a lot of like tense songs that really throw it off. I mean, they're all really good, but if you're looking for a specific mood when you're listening to music, it's not one you can just start from beginning to end and be like, because you're going to get to a part where you're like, oh, what? I need to start getting hyped up about something, or I need to be scared and I'd be anxious, because that's a lot of it is that anxiety inducing theme. But this song, really, it's going home. Lana probably finally gets to go home, right? So, yeah.
Great stuff. Great first pick.
Awesome. Well, I have a song for you guys today from a game I brought to the quest log like sometime last year. The game is called Kingdom 2 Crowns. A really fun. It's not always co-op, but it can be a co-op experience. But it's a tower defense management sim type game, and it really mostly has a bunch of just environmental music that will just queue up at random intervals, usually when day breaks. So this one you'll hear in daybreak quite a bit. After basically you get decimated by the bad people at night, and then this cheerful thing will start playing right in the morning. So this is called Mischievous Alchemy by Amos Roddy and Toy Tree. Let's give it a listen. So yeah, Kingdom Two Crowns. This is one I really want to get back into and play the DLC at some point because there's like a whatever Greek mythology, Norse mythology one that's out that I want to play. I can't think of anything right now. Anyway, a Greek mythology one. Anyway, that track's great. There's a bunch of environmental tracks like that. Especially in the daytime, they want to like keep you in good spirits because when it hits night, like there are times where it'll turn blood moon and things like that, where your whole entire like one side of your entire fortress will just get destroyed, and like you might feel a little sad about that. And I know I have been a few times where I'm like, crap, I just got like 10 of my archers got killed, and I have to rebuild on the next day. But they'll have these really nice, jaunty and peaceful sounding and really just uplifting tracks that will kind of get you back into the gameplay. And that's one of them that you'll hear probably more than others. I feel like I've heard that one the most because it will continue to get stuck in my head. I'll be every day, it's getting that thing in my head. So what'd you guys think of it?
I liked it quite a lot. It was very playful. I could see it being a very good background tune, which I think is pretty much perfect for everything that you described about that game. You don't want the music to be dominating over the gameplay because so much of that is like taxing on what you're thinking about, right? So it sounds like it would work perfectly in a game like that.
Yeah. Has a little bit of the energy of like a PlayStation 1 RPG, like the music that could be playing as you're like running around the forest area outside of a town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
agreed. That's good.
All the areas are like foresty and medieval themed anyway, so it really matches that. I just love shouting out this game. Like the pixel art is beautiful, the gameplay is just so much fun. Like it's really addictive and just really well designed, and the music just enhances all of that. So just want to say, check that game out if you want a cool co-op game or a game to play by yourself, which it'll be a little harder by yourself because it's not one less hand helping you out. But I say in a co-op aspect, it's pretty much a perfect game. So any chance I get to shout it out. So yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I also brought a song. I think it's pretty much inevitable that I would have to bring a song from this game to the show. And that is from Wander Stop. Now, normally Josh would be bringing a song from Wander Stop because this is his guy. All right, C418. But he hasn't played the game yet, as far as I know, so I have to step in and do it for you. But that's this song. It's called Wander Stop. It's actually Wander Stop Part 2. This is kind of like the main theme of the game, but it gets, remixed and reused in different forms and in different ways. Sometimes it's got vocals, sometimes piano, but this is a song that you'll hear like on the main menu and then during some pretty key story moments in various forms. So it's very just kind of emblematic of the vibe of Wander Stop overall. So yeah, this is Wander Stop Part 2 from C418. So yeah, another song with vocals, nice little relaxing, gentle piano for you. What did you fellas think?
We were having a completely unrelated conversation, and I almost forgot about the music for a little bit there because it was like the background music to our conversation. It was just that good. It was kind of perfect. And then we like, oh, here we are. Oh, we're done. Like we were having a chat, and we had nice somber tune in the background. Yeah, I mean, it was really, really incredible, which we have come to expect from that composer, right? So
yeah, I feel like all the music he does is like, and of course, if people don't know, I mean, it's obvious. He's the Minecraft main original OST creator, like way back in the day. All his music's very like somber, but like kind of sad, but kind of like it's like like a line between melancholy and just like relaxing. You know, it's like I'm watching the sunset. It's maybe a little bit sad that the sun's going down, but it's still beautiful. You know, that's kind of how all his tracks sound. And this one really has a really nice build where it's just like you slowly hear things layer in, and then it builds up and then kind of fades back out, which I think is just really nice.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he has cornered the market on background music. Like it's Minecraft. You hear that Minecraft music everywhere now because it's so popular. And I'm like, oh, like as soon as I hear it coming out of like one of the boys' phones, or even like Paige's phone if she's watching a reel or something, and people use Minecraft music as background music for whatever reason, I'm like, Minecraft. Yeah. It's just like,
I will say his work on Wanderstop does have pretty incredible range. Like there's a lot of songs like that are very like, you know, spacious and slow and piano and maybe some light strings and things like that. But there's also some like, not like high energy, but like some sillier songs, some more like in your face upbeat sort of like toe tappy ones, some just a nice wide range. But that particular flavor it kind of to me evokes the mood of Wanderstop in a really effective way. Once you've played it, like the themes of that game match very, very tightly with music like that.
Yeah, that one's very high on my list next to Blueprints. So it's like those two are like right there. So
welcome to 2025, baby.
I know, finally I'm here.
All right. I suppose that loops back around neatly for me, and I got to remember what's my... oh, yeah, I do remember it. It's because it doesn't come up for whatever reason when I click the link, but I remember which one this is. So, each of us played this game last year, and it is not known for its soundtrack, certainly, but in a very specific way to how we've already been talking about a few songs. It just got some great background music, and that's the music from Groon. And it has to have great background music because you're just gardening a lot of the time, or once you kind of get through the gardening portion, then you're just running around looking for things a lot of the time. So it has to be, it can't be music as we've already talked about that's kind of taking over your brain. It just has to be there, right? And I've hummed several tunes. I mean, I sat through a lot of the tunes over and over and over again because that's Groon, right? So this song is called, if I can get it to come up here, Taking a Break, which is kind of perfect, from Groon. Let's have a listen. So that was Taking a Break from Groon. I think that song is what plays in the initial garden area, if I remember correctly, which you're going to be there for the first hour-ish, right? Where you're just kind of feeling things out, trying to figure stuff out. So you're going to hear that song quite a bit. And it's that like kind of, it's good background music, kind of mellow, but at the same time, there's almost like a little bit of an eerie tinge to almost everything in Groon, right? So what'd you guys think?
Yeah, it's funny because I loved Groon, but I don't ever like think of the music personally. And so when you were bringing a song from Groon, I was like, flipping the Rolodex in the back of my mind, like, do I know any Groon music? And I was like, I don't think I do. Then when the song starts playing, I'm like, yes.
Right back in that garden.
I know where I am. Yep. I got those hedge clippers in hand. All right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good to be back. So yeah, very, very fitting to the tone of the game.
Yeah, it's one of, like you said, it's one of those games where you're going to be kind of living in an environment for a long period of time. So you want the music to not be obtrusive, like in your way, or bother you, or be like so repetitive to the point where it's annoying. I feel like this is I can hear this one looping multiple times and just be kind of like in a Zen mode, trying to figure out what's going on in this really weird. And I was saying when we were listening to it, this gardening game, this game is one of those ones that's grown on me. Like at first, you can go back to when we first talked about it. I was like, yeah, it's fine, but like I just keep thinking about it. Like there's something about that game that's special, and I feel like it was really cool to discover through this show, and then just have it, in the back of my mind. Like that game was cool. Like there was something there. I hope they keep on continuing to make weird kind of out there things over there at Sock Pop.
Oh man, if there's ever a Groon 2, I am there day one.
Sign me up
on that bus for sure.
All right, well, I have another track for us today from a game I brought pretty recently to the show called BZZZT, the little robot splatformer. This game just has a really killer. Wow, that was loud. I clicked it. It is a really killer, just chiptune-y, like it'll just get you going type of music. It's by Martin Linda, and this song's called Jump, and it's an earlier track in there. I think this is probably like the 4th or 5th stage in the game, but this is the song that I first heard and I was like, damn, this music is killer. So let's give it a listen. So yeah, that was a complete tonal shift. But that's what OST is all about sometimes, when we just pick whatever tracks sound good to us at the time. The music in this game, it just rips. Like, it's so good. It's very memorable. You'll be humming along, and like, the game is hard, so that really does help with that, that matter. So if you're splatting 10 or 15 times, at least the tracks are good and the game looks pretty, What did you guys think?
It was a bop, as the kids say, a bop. As soon as we put it on, both Steve and I were just like bopping back and forth, like it's
moving in our chairs.
That's right.
I'm tapping my foot under the desk. Yeah,
it's absolutely a game that you cannot help, or a song that you cannot help but move to, for sure. So,
yeah, very high energy. I mean, it's kind of like created in a lab chemically to be catchy chiptune music.
Yes.
So
yep.
Hard to imagine not appreciating something like that at some level. That is a good song to put on your running playlist. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
You will catch some PBs for sure.
Right.
Yep.
Great pick, man.
Yes, very good.
All right, my second pick, another 2025 game here. Of course, had to bring a little more Citizen Sleeper music to the two of you. Mm-hmm. This is from Citizen Sleeper 2. Song is called Signal Chaser. This is one of the songs that plays as you're kind of like exploring and navigating around some of the colony areas. Funny enough, not even our first Amos Roddy track. So Josh and I are on the same wavelength in that regard. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's listen to Signal Chaser from Citizen Sleeper 2 by Amos Roddy. Just love a song that has that energy of you know, tethered to the space station, kicking off from the metal. You see the sun eclipsing around the side as you orbit it, and yet there's a little bit of upbeat kind of like energy to it at the same time. It's cold, it's vast, but it's still positive, which is exactly the energy of Citizen Sleeper. What do you think?
So good, dude. We were talking about it as we were listening. Like that's the kind of space music. So when you're listening to a theme that it's from something space, that's a good thing, because obviously that's what they're going for. But the space can be vast and kind of scary. Like I played Stories from Soul to Gundog, which is also a space themed game. Very different from that though. Like that is some good mellow space music. I'm into it.
Mm-hmm. It almost feels like he's getting a spacesuit on, or they're getting their spacesuit on, the main protagonist. Like you could it's like a gear up montage almost, and you could just see them looking out like, okay, I'm ready. Like it feels like they're getting ready to do something epic in the universe, basically. I like the little synth, the little thing that pops in here and there throughout the track, and of course that drum and bass line in the background just keeps it chugging along. Yeah, it's just a killer track.
Yeah, Citizen Sleeper 2 is a game that's really about like your connections with other people. So it's a good mix of cold, empty space and like the warmth of relationships at the same time. So way to go, Amos Roddy. 2 for 2 on amazing Citizen Sleeper soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. I believe this is the final song for the Drachma today. And it is one that I actually discovered recently, and truly, this game that this song is from might be the best, or one of the best OSTs, just full stop, in indie-dom.
Oh.
And that is from Zero Ranger. This song is called The Sea Has Returned. Let's give it a listen, and we'll chat about it after. All right. That was The Sea Has Returned from Zero Ranger. Soundtrack is just banging from top to bottom. I picked that one specifically. It doesn't exactly match the vibe of a lot of the other songs just because of that mad sax that's going on in there. Like, they're not all like that. But man, every time I got to that song in this game, I was just, I was in heaven. I was also in hell because this game is hard. But my ears were in heaven, at least. What did you guys think?
Yeah, the sax really sells it. I will say, the track that's coming next from me does have some sax energy. I'll say that much. I kind of told you guys don't look at it, but it's a game kind of out of left field. Anyway, the track itself was, dude, it's one of those ones where they know this level's gonna kick your ass. I feel like that's the whole case here. Yeah. Like they're like, we got to put some banging tunes in the background, or else people are just gonna click off. You know, right?
Yeah. I will say that if anyone out there has gotten to this part of the game, you're probably not clicking away because it's like you've already blood, sweat, and tears to get here. But yes, but yeah, it's solid.
Just hearing that rockin' sax come in, it just really just adds so much to the just already upbeat, an amazing track. Yeah. So I loved it.
Yeah. Piano fights back in there sometimes too. Yeah, you can just tell there's certain songs that when you listen to them, you're like, even though I haven't played this game, I know for sure that when I hear this song, something big is happening. Like this is a song that accompanies like a big moment for me. This is a payoff kind of song. So
it is. Yes.
Yeah, I loved it.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to follow that up here with my third track from a game called Parking Garage Rally Circuit. Have you guys heard of this racing game?
No.
I told you it was completely out of left field. This is a game I just recently played. It's a very much basically it is what it is. I'll explain the game a little bit before we get into the track, but it's a rally circuit game where you're racing against ghosts of bronze, silver, and gold ghosts. And you're going around different parking garages in the United States, and it's very PS1 vibes in theme. It looks very like this is one where I was playing in the living room and Sarah walked in and went, "Are you emulating that?" Like that close to like a PS1 vibe. It feels very Ridge Racer. It feels very much in that echelon, but it's a really fun drifting and racing game, and I just had a blast with the game itself. It's a really fun game, and the music is very special. So let's just give it a listen, and then we'll talk about it after. It's called Another Level, and it's the San Francisco stage by the Polyphonics. Let's give it a listen. So another track with that sexy saxophone in there. Of course, I had to bring a ska track to the OST today, but like this game was a surprise to me. I got it on sale. I think it was like $4 or $5, and I'm like, this might be a fun thing to bring to the quest log one day, try it out. And I was like, what do I want to play? It was on my dashboard on the Steam Deck. I just loaded it up and just started playing. And like, as soon as the music kicked in, I had the biggest grin on my face. I was like, this is sending me back to the 90s, early 2000s, and I'm just having a blast right now. So I had to bring a song from the game here. I do want to say the song that you heard here was really good. Like, I really loved it. But the final track of the game in the New York stage is probably the superior track. But I recommend you guys playing the game and getting to that track to experience it all together, because it's just something special. So what'd you guys think?
We mentioned as we were listening that it's got that Sonic Adventure like thing going for it, I suppose, where it's like, oh, I don't know that I always love vocals in my video games, but I can get down with that. It just gives that nostalgic feel,
Yep. I don't think ska has ever been bad. I think ska has always been good, and people incorrectly soured on it. So I say more ska. All right, bring it back. I agree. I want to hear ska in The Legend of Zelda. All right, I want to hear ska in Elder Scrolls. Skyrim. That's what I want.
Skyrim.
I mean, they just one of my favorite ska bands announced they're bringing their music back. Streetlight Manifesto, man, new album dropping this year. Get back into it, man. It's the genre. That's the times. Get with the times, everyone.
Yes. All right. Well, time for a little whiplash then. In that case, great pick though, Josh.
Thanks.
The final track I brought is a demonstration of our rigid adherence to sticking to the order that we put the tracks in our doc, because it sure would have made a lot of sense for me to cut in line and put this right after Seth's pick, because we have another System Erasure game here from the same composer. This is another song from Eero Lahtinen. This time from Void Stranger, which is a game that is actually not on the quest log. It should be on the quest log, but it's not. I played it and discussed it at length over on friend of the show, Dave Jackson, Tales from the Backlog, which, great guy. Also, keep that name in your head for upcoming episodes, I'll just say. But we talked about it at length, and one of the highlights of that conversation that we both felt was the soundtrack to this game. System Erasure, they get it. So we'll talk more at the tail end, but for now, here is the song Void Symphony from the game Void Stranger. Guys, would you believe that is from a Sokoban block-pushing puzzle game?
No.
I might want that dude to compose my life, frankly.
Seriously.
Please. My God, that guy's amazing.
I don't know how you take the idea of like Game Boy chiptune, because the game has a Game Boy feel to it. Like it looks like a Game Boy game. You know, it has like the fidelity of something like the original Pokemon games.
Yep.
But how you take like that Game Boy chiptune soundtrack and then make something that is so like eerie and like kind of oppressive but also catchy at the same time. And it fits the tone of that game so perfectly.
I feel like the way he composes is that like there's like a guideline, right? There's this, he tries to stay inside this box, but allows himself to just go a little bit outside. Yep. And that is why it's such a unique, like, would that soundtrack play on a Game Boy? I can imagine that the channels wouldn't work, but it gives you that nostalgic Game Boy feel, which is exactly what's going on with Zero Ranger. Like, I don't think that would work on a Super Nintendo either, but it just goes there. It gives you that experience and just goes a little bit outside, so it just blows your mind of what's going on compared to what you're watching on screen. And that's good. It's just like good stuff.
It's like a modern retro or something, right? The theme or the vibe. It's cool to hear that type of music and then have a drop in there where you're like this has a musical drop. Like, you know, usually it's like, here's a looping, like 45-second, you know, it's kind of like the theme song for IndieQuest, right? It's like, dun, dun, it's just that, or something simple like that. But this is like that, but times 50 or something. And it just has a depth to it and a scale to it. This one feels like if you're going to run for that previous track, I forget which track it was, this one feels like one you would be lifting weights to, because it's like, I'm going to conquer something today. And this is for a sliding block puzzle game, I guess. But when you're thinking and you're trying to like ponder this game, apparently there's some layers to it and depth to it. So maybe there are times where you're sitting there just staring at the screen, but at least you get this amazing, just bombastic soundtrack, which I'm sure adds a lot to it. I loved it.
Yeah. 100%. Very, very much so. So, yeah, folks, check out Void Stranger. I will say it's a game worth experiencing. Might not be a game for everybody, but it's a game worth experiencing for sure.
All right. It's an OST, so we always keep the plugs a little short on these. Okay. You can find the show, IndieQuest Pod, on Blue Sky, or send us emails, IndieQuestPod@gmail.com. And I want to remind you, you can send us a text message if you click the little thing in the description that says send us a text. Steve, where can they find you on the internet?
Twitch and Blue Sky as Blink. What about you, Seth?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Captain Drachma, and of course in the Polymedia Discord, best place on the internet. If you want to get in the Discord, go head on over to Patreon, type in Polymedia, get into the tier that gets you into the Discord, and come and hang out. Josh, where can they find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Josh Leslie. You can also find me on a recent episode of Trash Station, so check that out. I think it's episode 17. I don't know the title of the episode, but it's the most recent one if you're listening to this when it comes out. So go check that out. It was a really fun couple of hours hanging out with one of my good buddies online, Scotch and Hobbies. So I recommend listening to that and support that show. I think it's a really fun show. You can also find more podcasts like this, or not quite like this, nostalgia, video games, movies, etc. at polymedianetwork.com. If you enjoy our personalities and our takes here, you're probably going to enjoy something on the network. Go check that out. So we want to close with a track from Transistor, since we just recently reviewed it. Did we decide what track it was going to be? I was thinking maybe the final song, We All Become. Sound good?
Heck yeah.
All right.
I'm down. I mean,
All right.
The listener will know because that's about to start playing.
Okay, let's listen to this. It's called We All Become from the Transistor OST, and this has vocals by Ashley Barrett in it, and it's by Darren Korb, of course. So thank you guys for listening to the show. Let's chill, hang out, and listen to this final track.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
When you speak, I hear silence.